Yeah, you can do so much damage if you make a mistake here. 9, you missed one.
No, there are only 9 then.
No, there are 10.
Where is the number 10? Oh, maybe this one here.
No, you did that one. Screw was in the wrong
bin.
Bin, and it wasn't my fault.
For the record, it wasn't my fault either. I don't know who did that, but it wasn't nobody's fault, okay?
I was making lunch.
Okay, I got a better excuse. I was working on something else.
Look who's back.
Yeah, it's a pre-trip inspection before going to Spain and probably Africa if it makes it there. So Fabian's Land Rover Discovery 3 has some serious oil leaks, and that's what we want to look after today. What happened with your system fault? It just disappeared?
Yeah.
That's usually when they come back on their own too. So the goal is today to look after this oil leak, and if we can't fix it, we're just gonna put some cloths around it to soak it up and send him on his way. But you can see, okay, just like the people in the Facebook group always showing their spot of oil on the floor. Hey, anybody had this problem before? That's gonna be really interesting. Last inspection before the big trip, he already sold his apartment and gave up everything here in Germany, so he wants to go on a long cruise.
With my Discovery 3.
And your dog. Okay, you gotta put copper grease on this connection or you're gonna have a real big debacle in Africa. We got some stuff cleared out of the front, and you can see it's extremely wet down here, and it's actually weeping into my driveway.
Digging deep down.
I have to get underneath, looks like it.
Yeah, holy cow, that is quite a bit of oil. First, underbody protection shield is dry.
Getting the fan shroud out of a Discovery 3 is like 10 minutes work, and on a Discovery 4, 3 hours.
Put something there to protect the radiator. Great, now I don't have it, because you said don't start it now.
I didn't expect it to be this spectacular.
That is a new hack to us.
Well, it was easier than crawling around underneath, right?
Yes, and you didn't get wet.
Yeah, a little bit.
Perfect.
Okay.
So he says it's the same debacle as in an oil pump.
Most likely we're gonna have to take the oil pump out to seal it. So this is exactly the same repair as if we would change the oil pump today.
Yeah.
So the airbox can be taken out without any tools. Isn't that great? And there are some important ground lugs underneath, so we're gonna inspect those later on.
They don't look bad. Oh, I forgot to order that cleaning spray, which I wanted to have next time we take something like that out.
Make sure this doesn't get stuck.
Yeah. Oh, and it still looks clean. Oh my God. It's been 2 years.
Oh yeah, it does.
Ever since we last touched that engine, we've gotten a lot of new subscribers. So let me explain. This is Fabian's 2009 Discovery 3, which suffered a catastrophic bearing failure. And Christian and I rebuilt the engine in 2021. With the help of Fabian, of course. It also has gotten a new high-pressure fuel pump and a lot of different other problems were fixed.
What we had to do to this engine block was line boring it. So we set up a rig at home and we just line bored it, put some new pistons in, stuck it back together, and since then it's running. And when we did this install, we installed a FAI oil pump, which was not OEM. We also installed a non-OEM trigger wheel. In a previous video, you could see the penalty of that. And this time, I suspect that actually the seal of the FAI oil pump is bad, because that's not a L-ring seal. It came with the pump from FAI, and FAI sells cheap stuff.
So no comments like, why didn't you just install OEM? Yes, I'm talking to you guys, the desktop mechanics.
And you have to answer them.
And I have to read them and answer, most of them.
Okay.
And they don't get a heart.
No heart for you guys if you write comments like, why didn't you just...
Oh, The timing cover. I apparently did not pay attention. I was answering, hearting comments. Oh my God, that's
Where
a
the
lot.
oil is. Yeah.
But it's also coolant from our coolant
Well,
spill.
but this is definitely oil.
Yeah,
And what is good, that there is no oil here.
yeah, and no oil
And
here.
there is almost no oil here. I mean, it's basically, look,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to check now where it's leaking.
So that's from our coolant spill.
I'm looking here with my inspection camera on the underside of the pulley wheel, okay? The picture is now a little bit obscured, but you can see that there is clearly oil sitting there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the front pulley wheel off the oil pump.
To move forward, the starter motor does have to come out.
In order to get the plug in. So we're gonna lift it up and take the starter motor out.
And I'm gonna make lunch.
We can take the famous pulley wheel out, which can crack off on older oil pumps. And we can take the belt out. Well, it is a little bit concerning that there's oil coming from down here. See that? We should check one more time with the camera. When I look from the top down onto this bolt, this is this closure plug, okay? And you can see there is oil inside there. We'll dip a Q-tip. Can you film down there? I'll dip it right in there.
Oh wow.
That's the source of our problem. So we cut a piece just long enough to stick it into the bolt, and then we can put a 10mm wrench on it. And I'm burning my gloves. I don't want to box myself in. That's always risky with a wrench like this. Okay, there it is. It might have been leaking. We don't know. Alternator mounting bracket. It's always a debacle.
Looks like a battlefield down there. Oh my God. Ooh.
Now the oil pump is free. We gotta take this pulley wheel off.
So I can tell you, getting the starter motor out, the struggle is real. Oh my God. So taking off the last cable. Can you take it out?
There it is.
Oh my God, 45 minutes later.
I would say 40 minutes. Close that plug up.
No, with what?
With glue.
Oh shit.
Turn it a little bit. Right, no, other direction. Stop.
Wiggle a
Little bit further. Yeah, it's it. You got it.
So we timed the flywheel.
That's correct. We tied the crankshaft. I can come back down.
Almost forgot to take out the 4 bolts.
Of the oil pump down here. Get tired and we're not even halfway.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do
One
so
more.
much damage if you make a mistake here.
Yeah. You got yourself something to stand on.
Yes.
There we go. The crankshaft seal is completely dry, but
Dry?
we're gonna use the
Ow.
inspection cam to look at it. Well, we're gonna replace it anyhow, but this is not the source of the oil.
Yep.
I think I got them all.
There's one more.
No.
Yes.
Ooh, I just scraped. Oh, you lose.
Oh, you're gonna
You
explode. The car's
dissolve
gonna
the
explode.
oil.
Looks like brand new.
It's all clean. We can
It's
put
all
it back
clean.
together. Hopefully without destroying anything. Because the tricky part is on the bottom. It's glued in on the bottom.
So using a crimping tongue.
Okay, there's your pump. The seal does look flat. Doesn't it?
So
Pretty
here
flat,
is
yeah.
the
It looks
problem.
pretty flat. So it could have leaked out here, not only here. Oh wow. Feel that.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
It's completely flat.
So back into the diagnostic laboratory.
Gotta glue in that plug screw.
Yes.
This is the seal we took out of Vera's car. It was installed 50,000 kilometers, but it was absolutely for sure a Land Rover OEM. So 50,000 used. That's the only thing we have today. Look at that, how
Oh
big
my
that
God.
difference is.
Yeah.
And that's only after now 2 years.
Grabbing his shopping list, ordering a new pump, and the seal for our spare parts room.
Can you go and get the front crankshaft seal out of your stash?
Oh my God. I have a special L-ring and Cortego. Yeah, it's usually diff locks, camshafts, and crankshafts. And the wider box is the crankshaft seal. We buy L-ring directly. It's cheaper. Getting it all clean. So that's a rare occasion using the green Loctite.
That plug screw is not gonna come out ever again if I glue that in with green Loctite. It's rather gonna crack the housing before this is gonna come out again. And this is also the same Loctite what Land Rover specifies to mount the freeze plugs. Okay.
I know what a freeze plug is.
Yeah. Okay.
And what about the torque?
There is no torque. There's gonna be everything before cracking off is the torque.
Good.
This is absolutely significant how much larger that seal is.
Yes.
So we'll mount that new seal. I installed the original sleeve so that I can insert the oil pump.
So you gotta clean it up really good. Seal stuff.
There.
Yeah.
We put a good bead here into the corner and then all the way on this sealing surface here. Form a gasket. Pump goes back in.
Oh my God.
Rather quickly so that tapping it in place, and you can see how it's pushing out the insertion tool now.
Cool.
Okay, let me say it.
Oh.
After I seated the oil pump with the two main bolts, I basically got to tighten the lower bolts now to 10 Newton meter so that the oil pump is pushed nicely down into the gasket.
Ah, perfect.
Okay. Now we gotta get the rest in. Okay, and I go all the way around.
So 1, 9. You missed 1.
No, there are only 9 then.
No, there are 10.
Where is the number 10? Oh, maybe this one here.
No, you did that one.
You did that one?
Yeah, you did. It's here.
You sure?
Yes.
Wenn, dann müsste hier drin sein.
That one is a oil pump bolt. Okay, big debaggle because one screw was in the wrong
Bin.
bin, and it wasn't my fault.
For the record, it wasn't my fault either. Okay, and I think Fabian didn't touch him, so I don't know who did that, but it wasn't nobody's fault, okay?
I was making lunch.
Okay, I got a better excuse. I was working on something else.
No.
Pump is back in. Now we gotta install the front crankshaft seal.
Oh my God. Crankshaft
Front
seating.
crankshaft seal tool. Do we have
You can find the drawing on our Patreon page.
What you do on a front crankshaft seal from L-ring is you install it completely dry. You do not lubricate this thing. Not on the outside, not on the inside, nowhere.
According to spec.
And after you got the back open, okay, there's this little install sleeve with it. This is a Teflon seal. I push it over the sleeve here.
Can you
Like
show?
this. And now I just gotta relax for 30 seconds. Now all I gotta do is push this on here.
And don't mess that up because that is a way you can introduce a new oil leak. So I always use the rims.
Is it still running?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a one take.
So it's a one take. Yeah. There's my crankshaft install tool. It mounts the seal 1 millimeter under flush. And all I gotta do is push this on here. No lubrication. Okay. I very careful scoop this over till the seal is here. Now I put my high precision LR Time crankshaft seat tool on here. And it guides itself in on the crankshaft. So I don't have to worry about hitting it all crooked or anything. I can be completely drunk or on other drugs which are legal by now in many states in the United States. So all that is okay. And now it's mounted exactly 1 millimeter under flush, perfect. So mounting a piece of hose here, like that. Okay.
It's just a little bit of dust protection.
There is a Land Rover piece available, which we don't have. I got it punch marked with a center punch, okay? We're supposed to use a new one, but because I put a center punch in, it's like new now.
Yeah, and it's a trail repair.
First stage is 100 Newton meters.
Perfect.
Okay. Second stage is 90 degree, but I think we're gonna have to take the plug out. Risk is too high that we shear it off otherwise.
Marking the 90 degree.
We're gonna have to do 2 times 45. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Christian. So that was like 25 degrees.
Yeah, we're gonna go higher. We're gonna go 350.
Okay. That's enough.
So we got, I would say, 60 degrees
Yeah.
instead of 90 degrees. Well, the problem is it's a used bolt, so it's already stretched a bit. And 400 is the max torque for this bolt, so we got 350. I would say it's not gonna loosen up. If it loosens up, you call us up.
Yeah.
Calling the timing plug again.
Yeah, I didn't film when we took it out. Just before tightening.
Yeah, it's already in.
Good.
Yeah.
Putting the timing belt back on, I'm basically sticking a little socket below the timing belt down here. That's a trick from Steve from Broken Piston Garage.
I post nothing but 100% genuine content on this channel. I don't bullshit for views. I'm not some TikToker that posts bullshit to get views. This channel ain't like that. And any of you that have been long time subscribed to this channel well know that. So all these newbies that are piping up saying that I'm full of shit and I'm a liar and I need to open up my eyes. How about you do some research and off until you know for sure.
And then I try to remember that that socket is down there, because if I leave it, it's a bad hair day. And then I gotta cruise these over clockwise and set the timing belt on here in the next available tools. Go over here and also set this wheel clockwise in the next available tools, like this. And now I gotta install here the tensioner.
Have you already put in the small socket
Yes, the small socket is installed, and it's now your responsibility
to remember to take it out?
So I got some Loctite on the bolt as well, and it's
Yes.
really important that this is a 10.9 bolt, not an 8.8.
I cleaned up the kitchen
Oh, that's not really important.
while I made myself a coffee. And what about the socket now?
Now I gotta tighten this until this is showing up in the window, like this, and then tighten the bolt. Okay, there we go.
And what about the socket now?
Oh, the socket. Good idea. There's
You're
the
gonna-
socket.
Really?
Okay, Steve, we took it out.
Next up are the camshaft sprocket bolts, which get tightened to 23 Newton meters.
23. Applying NASA paint.
Ah, easy. Now we're gonna clean it up from below, so we don't get a heart attack next time we open it. Decided to do a quick oil change also, while the car is up in the air. Oh my God. Oh, nicely. Look at that.
It's black oil, 5W40.
And no oil spill.
On the
2
Queen.
weeks ago.
On the Queen.
Yes, and it was a major debacle.
I even trenched the tripod. The Queen came out with like a huge flood. Okay, and then it went against the frame and spread it like this. Okay.
Oh, the diesel cooler is all back in place. Data is back in.
Everything is cleaned up. If you look up in here, it's all clean, dry. And we just got a leak above here on the vacuum pump. I saw a drop actually up there, so that is leaking, but there's nothing we can do. And there is a little bit of a leak in the area of the turbocharger. Could be whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So 2 hours later.
It's time to take that pin out
Time to-
before we forget.
Exactly. Another useless part gets installed. Actually, it's quite useful. Did not get that we took the alternator out. Must have been missing. We're missing the cable that goes to the alternator. It's not funny.
Alternator goes back in.
Yeah, after the search and rescue mission for that cable.
Alternator cable is not that important. Timing cover goes back in. Good. I don't know if it's right, I'm guessing.
Oh my God. So that's a side we have every single time. We need the diagram. Did you check for cracks?
Yeah, it's completely cracked.
Do you want to do a smoke test before we set him off?
No, we're done.
Okay.
That's enough.
Perfect.
Good.
The EGR pipes are much easier to reach on the green.
Oh yeah.
Getting close to being done because it's also
Easy on a Discovery 3.
yeah.
It's good enough.
Good.
Oh no.
Yeah, don't mess that one up. He's gonna have a P something fault.
Good.
Battery goes back in as the daylight is dwindling.
Good.
Already.
Oh, that's already always a surprise.
No, that's fine.
Just check
It's
it.
absolutely clean. No chips.
No, it looks good. 10,000 kilometers.
And 5.6 liters of 5W40.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure I hold this bottle correct so the desktop mechanics don't have to comment. We do run 5W40 in any 2.7 liter engine above 100,000 kilometers. But it makes this baby run quiet and forever.
I think so too.
Anyway.
Phew, what was that?
I don't know.
Oh my god. Yeah, 5 seconds. Yeah.
That's okay.
It was drained empty, the oil pump. Remember?
Hopefully it's not leaking anymore. He's gonna have to check it halfway down to Africa. So we're gonna go on a quick test drive here to see if everything is working. And then that's it for today. We made it all the way up here and looks like we got coolant temperature. Now we're gonna drive back down. We're back from the test drive and now we're gonna check one more time if we see any leak and then he's on his way. So that took the whole day basically to fix an oil leak of the oil pump, and luckily we had this gasket on stock. Hopefully we're not going to see him so soon because he's going to go on a big trip now.
Yeah, he's finally ready to leave.
Yeah. And we're going to end our video right here. I hope that was enjoyable for you. We want to thank our Patreons a lot for their support, and
We'll see you next Sunday.
very well, we're done. That was a long day.
Oh, it was a long day. And tomorrow we're gonna tackle the list I have for my Discovery 3. And we don't need to film anymore because it's dark and you can't say anything. And yes, for Fabian, he gets all excited and I talk about my Discovery 3 and he goes, oh no, not again.
And we're going to talk about this topic. Should I buy me a Discovery 3 with 280,000 kilometers on it and a broken engine? No, you shouldn't.
No.
But we're going to talk about that.
Yes.